Yes. Right over it.
Everybody else ready? Good. All right, we welcome you all to the Hermosa Town Board Tuesday, April 18th, 2023 regular meeting at 6 p.m. Roll call: Hendrickson.
Here.
Allsource here. Kramer.
Here.
Schumacher.
Here.
We appreciate the large attendance tonight as always. Please all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you all. With the agenda, I would like to move the Volunteer of the Year Award up right underneath the claims, so that if they choose to leave early, they can. They won't have to stick around for the entire agenda. And was there anything, Monica, that you had?
That's all.
Okay. Anything else from any board members? If not, motion to approve is amended.
I'll make that.
Hendrickson makes the motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
By Schumacher. Any further discussion? Being none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. We have a consent calendar approval of the April 10th, 2023 regular meeting minutes. If everybody's in acceptance of that, please motion to approve.
I'll make that motion.
Kramer makes the motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Hendrickson. Further discussion? There being none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Any conflict of interest declarations tonight from any members? Okay, we'll move ahead to claims. Review of payroll and claims. Anything that anybody has questions? If not, motion to approve is read.
I make that motion.
So we have a motion by Hendrickson. Do I have a second?
Sure.
Second by Kramer. Further discussion? There being none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. And with that being said, we, I guess, have you got the letter that was turned in for the volunteer, please?
Yes.
Thank you. We had one form, one application turned back in. With this application, it was turned in by Vonda Bell, which we thank her for that. We have Joe and Carol, volunteers of DAV, volunteers at the Disabled American Veterans is, of course, the big one that Joe's always been involved with, and we appreciate that. Joe and Carol at the food pantry every month. Joe and Carol at the Keystone Food Distribution and Resolution situation up there, where they're there every month. Carol makes every kind of quilt you can ever imagine. She's always busy with that, always in her volunteering and her distribution of that, which is huge. Donate to the Keystone Project, which we always appreciate. And the group teaches kids about God. And Carol and Joe have been involved with this in all their lives, and I've been happy enough to know them for the last 40 years and appreciate everything that they've done, as well as Vonda, and the appreciation of you being elected as Volunteer of the Year and coming to our community. I can't appreciate that enough, and what you've given to us and what you do there stretches out into the town of Hermosa and puts a good community action into everything. So with that, I want to thank you for all you do and what you continue to contribute to. And if you got your phone, we'll do a picture with Joe and Carol if they want to come up, and Vonda.
Not really.
I know there's always got to be a dirty part of it. Thanks, sir. No, I appreciate it. Thank you, my dear. Always glad, always glad. There you both go, I want you both to hold that in between you.
You,
Want the paper moved?
Well, I'm saying the bathroom is gonna be in the picture, maybe.
Oh, let's move over just a little bit so the bathroom door is in the picture.
Yeah, yeah. Bathroom door.
Nice, thank you. Perfect.
It's like, I know.
There you go, thank you.
Now, can you get Vonda over here with us? Can you have a picture with Vonda, please?
Because you nominated them.
Because you did a good thing, girl.
Yes, get in here. Good job.
thanks.
Thank you all.
Thank you very much.
Have a good meeting.
And thank you guys for teaching the kids about our Lord and Savior. Amen, hallelujah.
And he's been at the hall all day. He just been awesome. Have a good evening.
Thank you.
Thank you.
so much.
See you, dear.
Thanks, Dad.
All right, that was great. That's always the fun part of the community. Always is every year. Okay. With that being said, law enforcement is our next abatements complaints. I thought maybe they'd be here tonight. There was several questions, so I think what we'll do is we'll go beyond law enforcement in case they got held up. And let it come back to it, if they do show up. If not, we'll come back to it later on in the agenda, if that's okay with the members.
That's fine.
Okay. Item 7 is legal. You had your permit, did you hear anything from?
I did talk to him, the attorney, Romy, as we have for the last couple of weeks. He didn't have a price yet on moving the home. He did indicate though that the water was already hooked up and they would like to have the water turned on. I didn't know why that couldn't happen, so I told him I'd bring it up tonight. And then apparently their meter pit cover was busted, and I'm confused in terms of who repairs that. He indicated, the attorney indicated that Ms., the property owner wanted to repair that cover. I know we have extras here at the, Chuck has some extras,
Right.
but he wouldn't know what it would cost for us to do it and then charge her, but it doesn't sound like she's too interested in having us do anything for her on that point. And I couldn't find anything in the ordinance concerning repair of the meter pit covers. I'm not sure whose responsibility that is.
The only thing that we've really had in our ordinance that girls had brought to presence is basically the meter pits are our responsibility, that
Where
nobody's.
does it say that?
I did put some ordinances in the packet. But it mainly says about maintenance, that only the,
Yeah, I got
appointed
that, but
by
I didn't
the
see where that
town.
talked, I didn't see where that covered meter pit covers. I did
it
read that.
doesn't have anything specifically
Well,
saying.
that's why we need to, that's the problem, so. If she can fix it, I'd just say go ahead.
I think as long as they address it with the right lid size, because they're a unique one. Mr. Ferguson has to go to Belfast to get them. And so with that circumstance being that, and then also there needs to be an inspection on it, because we're not sure if the inner portion of the meter is busted yet either,
Okay, well, that's probably fair.
because Mr. Ferguson hasn't went on to the
So
property.
I'll pass that on to Romy, Mr. Romy, that we wanna, they can go ahead and repair it, we just wanna inspect it, and make sure it's working properly and it's the right cover.
Well, and it needs to be where Mr. Ferguson needs to be contacted there and allowed to come over and
Yeah.
look at it. It's in the right of way, but on the other circumstances, we don't want to impose So I think that they need to contact Mr. Ferguson when they do go over there, that Mr. Ferguson can enlighten them on the size of the cover and give them a price. I mean, they could purchase this cover from Mr. Ferguson if they choose. And
We have
then,
4 of them. We have the material here, so I mean.
I'll mention that.
Then that style of lid is discontinued, so they're not gonna be able to buy one.
correct,
Oh, the one that's busted?
right.
Okay.
And it's not repairable. It'll
No.
take a new lid.
Yeah, I think they all know that.
And what was it, $50 for the lid?
Well, the big one's, $375,
Right,
and, the little one's $50.
yep, if that's all that is damaged.
Okay, well,
And then-
that letter will go out tomorrow.
Is there labor on the travel time?
It's gonna have to be hand dug, if the big lid is broke, it's gonna have to be hand dug around it, and then lifted off, and it weighs about 300 pounds.
Correct.
So consequently, if that lower lid is damaged, then that's gonna be taken out, and we'll look at the meters and see if any chunks from the smaller lid fell in and broke the meters, or what happened,
Right.
you know, I mean, and it's not leaking, but that doesn't mean it didn't break the dials and the stuff too, you know. So without taking that small lid off to see how much damage is done, we don't know.
So what it's gonna need, Mitch, basically, is they're going to need to contact Mr. Ferguson
Mhm.
and get with him before they can do anything, and then determine how much damage has occurred, what's gonna be needed to be done with the repair, and then costs can be evaluated from there, and Mr. Ferguson's gonna be able to share that with them.
Okay.
They're very fortunate they didn't rip the reader off. They were right beside the pole, and we don't know if they damaged the wire or not. I mean, with the depth of them tracks, and
Who did it?
don't know whoever delivered their dirt. So we're not sure of that.
Had some topsoil delivered, and
Oh,
they backed in there and ran over the lid, then pulled back out and went over a little further and dumped the dirt, so.
okay.
And the tracks, you know, are the same from the same truck.
But before too much contamination gets in there, sooner is better for them to contact Mr. Ferguson and make arrangements to have it
Okay, and
repaired.
then the other question is about the water, turning it on. I guess I'll recommend you turn it on.
As long as we know the meter is in good shape, that's the other part. We can't really do anything until that lid is repaired. And to know, like what Mr. Ferguson said, if a chunk dropped down and busted the meter, or
Okay, I get it, I get that.
otherwise you don't have a problem with any of the other portion of it, so.
Okay.
Anything else, Mr. Ferguson? Mr. Urban?
No, Mike, you got it.
Okay.
So I,
We also had that revised letter. Did you give
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Johnson that?
yeah, I actually thought I'd sent a revised letter, but anyway, that sentence, in the rewrite that I had, it was gonna say, with no development plans in the future, client's only option would be to extend the main sewer line itself, so,
Same as what Monica had in here.
well, not exactly the same, but. we-
Just send it to me
The
tomorrow.
water, is there any other changes to it?
No,
That's what I was-
everything else was good. That was the
Okay.
only thing that
That'll
we,
go out tomorrow.
okay?
And then you get a copy of it, I'll sign it, scan it, send you a copy,
Okay.
and that'll be good. Okay, good.
Excellent, that gives a good option. They just
Yeah,
put it in a position where it isn't saying,
I get it.
so yeah, I think that'll be good.
Do we want to approve to send this letter to Roy's? or-
Yep, do I have a motion to allow that to be sent?
Second.
Kramer, second by Hendrickson. Further discussion? There being none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Thank you, board. Anything further, Mitch?
No, I think everything else is on the agenda.
We had your letter that you sent to that gentleman.
Yes, yeah. that went out
Also,
yesterday.
on the dog issue.
Right.
And you haven't sent that yet?
No, I did.
Okay,
Oh,
I did
so
send
that one will handle that with Mr. Holbert. And
it. I already sent it yesterday.
Okay, good.
so that'll be a good thing and give him direction, and I appreciate your time on that also. Anything further from the board for Mitch? Okay. Number 8 is engineering, the WRT system. We're hoping we'll have results from them soon. They're on the very end of their tail. Hermosa sidewalk, of course, is getting close. That project will be in front of us. The sewer project, lagoon design and expansion, we received another letter on that, which you have in your packets. On that letter, Mr. Haig and ACES are addressing the needs. On that portion of it, Mr. Ferguson will get you a letter on that. We're gonna have to do more testing from what they're asking again. This time on the ammonia portion of it and the influent portion of it. They're asking for 3 different tests during the day. So I'll give you the language on what they're asking for now on that portion of it, and we can get that done and get it to Mid-Continent and move ahead again. We'll just see where it's addressed from there.
Yep.
So Monica can share that with you tomorrow. Water sewer facility plans, resolution, DNR, award, and rules is all stemmed from, once we see where the WRT and lagoon project come in at. Black Hills local government on E is the same. We'll have notification of there. Item F is the town of Hermosa water sewer extension project. You also have a copy of that in your packet that we got. Mr. Haig is addressing that, and will get back to us on that circumstance once we have more. Item G is that Hermosa Hills drainage. We went down with Terry, I, Monica, Mr. Preston was there, and Mr. Poulos, and walked through that. Suggested the gravel on Marie Street looked sufficient. They just need to blade it and grade it out. And then on Walter Street, we expressed that they needed to add more gravel on that street, and then that they needed to add street lights. I had a message from Mr. Poulos today that they met with Black Hills Electric Co-op. They seem to think that only 1 light is needed
On Walter?
on Walter, and that it would be put by Southern RV Park on the west side, and that would be all that's needed in the middle of that street, and that would give 300 foot of coverage both ways. And then the line for the wire would be 400 feet for the extension to go to that pole, and they have an access to be able to do that. So my question to the members that were there, we assumed that 2 would be good, 1 on the corner of Mr. Wiles's property where the stop sign is, and then 1 in the middle. So direction from the board members on that, if you still think that 2
I still
should be
like,
applied.
I still like the 2 right there by the stoplight. I think that all needs to be lit up. We're gonna have more traffic and stuff coming in with Jerry's campground. That needs to be all lit up. And the other one, I still think there should be 2.
Well, look, and we need to look at it at night and then see what the sign illumination is. Dollar General illumination, there's 1 in the middle of
Yeah.
Lazy R there.
But
So-
it's, that's dark. When you leave
Walter
Lazy
is.
R, that's dark. When you leave Lazy R and stuff, that whole area over there is dark.
So we'll look at that actually tonight and address that. Yes, ma'am.
Is the stop sign situation finished? No. So the stop sign that is there will actually be moved north further, is that correct?
Yeah, the way it is now, they're cutting across the corner of the property and
Yeah, I paid attention to that a lot when I was
out
down
in
there.
the street, and that's where the stop sign will go, where that pin is. So
Right.
they're gonna have a little trouble training them not to cut the corner short.
Yeah, I
Go
would
in
think
front
so.
of the stop sign, hopefully they're not that dumb to do something like that.
Telephone poles, Chuck.
They may have to.
Buzz said that he'll get some curbs or something like that and put
To
in
go
there.
around?
Walking, yeah.
Okay. Well, that's, I guess, one of the reasons why I think that two are needed is because when you extend that road out to where the stop sign will be, it's just longer, there's more space there. But I guess I would have to look at it at night to really
Get a feel.
finalize my feeling. How
Okay.
does Jerry feel about it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's one of the things that I've done since I've talked with Buzz and John about the light and stuff going there. Is that as you come in, with the sign for the restaurant and my campground, the Dollar General, his light's on the center. If there was a light there where they propose it, that whole intersection, all those signs right there, all the stop signs would all be covered. Coming out further, and into the, going up next to the stop sign, that's already lit up pretty good.
Is it?
Dollar General keeps their lights on that south side, they're on all night.
So you're thinking that only one would be needed?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I heard something about walk through and Marie Street having enough gravel, but that can't be right because they just scraped that again. It's down to dirt. There's no gravel on it now.
No, we were just there.
Within the last week, they have
Yeah.
scraped that completely.
We'll review it again then and look at it. Because we had it core tested
It's bald.
last fall.
It's completely bald now.
Yeah, see, they added 100 ton of rock to it. He had the receipts on it, and with what Mr. Poulos put down. So it's a matter where we'll come down and review it then. Did they just blade it?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good, that's what we need to look at. Because it was hard packed when we were there, and you could see they'd added the
I don't
gravel.
know where all of it went, but some of it went into driveways. The new house he just built, some of it went in there, and the house next to it. But I don't know how you can't account for all of it. I mean, they really just scraped it, the whole road, all the way down to dirt.
Okay, we'll go out and review it, look at it. So, appreciate the comment. All right, so we'll look at that tonight and see if one is sufficient then, and go from there on what
Keep
we'll
it pending
indicate.
then?
Oh, yes,
Okay, good.
yes. Okay, the Whitney Street drainage and situation there, we're basically just awaiting what the school board's coming back to us with their letter and where we're at on that one. Roy's Drive-In, we just covered, sent a letter, that's what will be a pending. The next two items are pending, and I'll bring up some information on that I'm gonna have Monica look into too, that we have seen in our municipal book too, that $11.39 million that we just added again for infrastructure money, so we may wanna see about a reapplication, and it looks like July 31st is the deadline, so that'll be appreciated. Okay, item 9 is planning and zoning. We have the review of the P&Z minutes from April 11th, 2023 meeting minutes. Item B is a permit, which is pending. Item C, the commercial remodeling application storage loft is pending. I don't know, did Mr. Ferguson inspect that yet?
Which part?
Over here on the
No,
loft?
I've never been back.
Okay. Item D was the permit 2023-11 residential building digging 15 North 5th Street duplex for the Shorbs. And the staff report's in there on that. Also, the agreement for what we had for the easement and annexation is in there. Everything has been described. The engineer staff report is in there based on what they have, on everything that they approved it by, which P and Z approved it per staff report also.
I'll make a motion to approve it per staff report.
Okay, I have a motion by Kramer, second. Second by Hendrickson. Further discussion? There being none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried, thank you. Next one, item E, is the residential building digging permit on 175 North Wilder. I must thank Joan for her hard efforts on this one. She came up, went through, did the calcs on the numbers on it, contacted Mr. Hunsaker, went through everything with him, emailed it to him, got his okay on everything that she recalculated, re-put together, and all the concerns that the engineer had on it in her staff report. And so the new one that you have that was presented to you is the one with all the correct numbers and everything that is correct on the application, to the square footages, to the area requirements, to the setbacks, to the, everything on the diagram is now politically correct. And the confusion was that there was a difference in where lot V was versus where the lot U was, so. So that's where measurements were close, but so far. So,
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve it with the new staff report and with engineer's recommendations.
okay, I have a motion by Kramer, second by Schumacher.
I'll second.
Okay, any further discussion? If not, motion to approve, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
Thank you,
Motion
Joan.
carried. Thank you greatly. Item F is permit 2023-13 manufactured home moving application, Prairie Winds Mobile Home Park. The only thing I've seen is that you mentioned you'll take pictures of the roof line once it's arrived here from Sioux Falls. That was the only condition that was in there. Nice looking unit, I appreciate that. So, other than that, everything per staff report, same way. Motion to approve. Hendrickson makes the motion, do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Schumacher, any further discussion? There being none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. And did you have any other questions, Bill? Thank you, appreciate you being here tonight. Okay. The solar ordinance approval for P and Z, that's basically in the draft works. So we can have a motion to remove D, E, and F, please.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second
Hendrickson. Oh,
No, I'm Schumacher.
makes it. Kramer seconds.
Yes.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. I'm glad your legs aren't real long.
My arms, either
Vicky,
one, you know?
Or Vicky, she'll get
I'll
called
keep moving
Terry.
to the side. Item 10 is Public Works, committee report. Street lights, water, sewer.
Streets, there's, I have a few more chuck
Gainan, you must not have went around and counted because I took 50% of them out, so.
Talked to,
That's something too, though, I must say, with the snow removal, I don't know if you're gonna, like, take a broom and go around and broom all that gravel back up onto the roads. You know, West Main is pretty rough, and then there's the edges of the North Fifth, the school on Vilas.
As soon as the doctor will release me to do more physical stuff since my heart attack, I'll get on it.
Well, and that's why, like what I did before, if a guy can use a broom on the Bobcat, 90% of it can be taken care of and situated. And then there are just some places where there's some heavier dribble and stuff. Otherwise, if it was something where I'm going through the streets and do, it'd be where I'd be at a cost if I do it, so. So that'll be appreciated on some of that. As much as I could pull up here, I already pulled on West Main. And the only thing that's up on Taz, there was quite a little bit along there. If I went any deeper with the blade, I'd just be pulling sides. So I I backed off all of that, so.
We've got a list. Conrad's been contacted about the light down below, it's just a matter of when they can get here to fix it. And, we've got, haven't heard back on our quarterly rad yet from the lower well. Everything seems to be running pretty smoothly down there. It's hanging right in there at 65, 67 gallons a minute, staying right there, so foliages are good and everything, it seems to be doing its job. Sewer, everything's melted off over there. We had some smell for a little while on the turnover. The colors are not what I'd like to see, and the water's there. Dan E. was here from Rural Water, and he had showed me a diagram of an aerator that could be built from PVC to aerate that water and, you know, help everything. You know, it'll bring the color back and stuff. You know, it should be a nice deep green. Pond B should be, and so should C. A doesn't get that color just because it's the first receptacle to take everything on, so it's got quite a job to do. So, you know, the water, the clarity of the water is never real good on it. But, you know, the pond doctors are doing a tremendous job as far as, you know, keeping the sludge down. And I think we built those aerators to put in there. That's going to make a big difference. I don't know, there's probably $150, $200 of parts to make it. We've got the pumps and the hoses and that stuff already. Alan has a brand new pump, as a matter of fact, that we could probably use on that. And we can tell on a time frame, you know, if we run it for a week and see what it's doing, and we can always shut it down, you know. I mean, during the summer, it isn't a big deal, but just whatever gas we're out to run it, to aerate that pond. So that's that on the sewer side.
So what is the total with labor gonna be on that?
On the aerator,
Right.
it probably, you know, we have a couple $100 in materials and stuff and getting it ready. We've got the hoses and the pump and stuff already the town owns, so it's just a matter of making this manifold out of PVC and adapting it to the hose. How it actually works is the suction hose goes in the water, and then that pump runs it through, that water through, and then it aerates that water. It shoots it 10, 15 feet
Sure.
out of that thing. So
Sure. So as basic maintenance, you wanna make a motion to approve to allow him to do that?
Oh, absolutely. We need a motion, absolutely. Yep.
Trying to
Don't
make
forget
it-
to anchor it, guys, because it'll flow. Like, that's all I want to say, just don't forget to anchor it well.
Oh, they, well, second on that, please.
Second.
Second by Schumach. Okay, further discussion?
It'll pump itself up and eventually rise out, it will.
Yep,
So just, I don't know how you will anchor it, but.
No, we've got it all figured out. It doesn't need anything extra.
appreciate it. So, yep, that'll be a good addition to the whole system and in the presence until we get it. And then when we do go forward with the new cells, then we can apply it in there too. So.
yeah, they're pretty easily moved and stuff.
Well, versus what we were going to have with our other system and what we had to cut back on to meet budget levels on the lagoon, things of that nature will be a great situation, so.
And if you remember back when we talked about the pond doctor and those guys split up.
Yep.
Dan E. was talking about that today. Actually, one of them has taken over started another company. The one we have in here is a Sunbee.
Right.
And, that same guy that was involved in the other part has started another company and trying to replicate the pond doctor. So hopefully, when it comes time to add to that,
Yep, we can go to the next level. Okay,
These
Further.
new ones, Edgemont has them, And they said within a week of it running, theirs straightened right up. And they only had the one, they would fire it up in the morning, let it run out of gas, and do the same thing the next day. Within a week, it was down to maybe running once a week.
No, we know what the aeration will do. There's no ands ifs, it's just one of the win-wins of the whole system, so. Further, Mr. Ferguson,
That's about it.
your evaluation on number E for 72 Fairgrounds Place.
Well, I'll probably end up doing a staff report on the whole thing. You know, the county was involved and, you know, all of it, I don't know, but, is there gonna be another variance granted or whatever on the trailer or
No, this is on the water,
72 Fairgrounds Place.
on what?
on the Simpson meter pit.
I'm looking at the wrong address here. Yeah, we monitored that again and turned it in and the new meter and everything's been installed, so, I mean, there isn't any change. It's same as how it was. The cheater's not moving on it, and when they're using water, why, I don't know what they're doing with it, but it's going through the meter. And when they're not home, the meter is stone cold. So it's definitely, when they're home, using water.
And then on the leak, what was,
Oh, that was just when we got the nut on the meter was loose. Turned it a half turn, done. And it was screaming tight when it was put in there, so.
from what I'm looking on this spreadsheet that you've all got in your packet, it shows the monthly calculations and then the last reading. And it appears that everything is going through the meter. And anything that would be after the meter in the circumstances. She also put in here the regulations we have on, as far as the meters go and as far as the meters themselves, that only designated personnel are allowed to do any of the work that are involved with the meter pits or meters or any of that, and what we've got in our regulations. Once again, if we need to go into this and detail it out a little bit more, I mean, it's got penalties and everything on it, and if a person is above and beyond on that part of the authority, so it's at this time that,
Let's detail that out.
excuse me, did you have your hand up?
Well, this is about me, so.
Okay,
Okay, here you go.
thank you, sir.
Let's detail it out. You want to accuse me of something there?
Pardon?
Are you trying to accuse me of something there?
No, sir. We said
No.
that we brought in what we had. This included the meter pit here and the meter pit on 194. That what the conditions were and what the review were. So,
Well,
So
what you just read
circumstances.
was that. Here, I'll find it here.
so what we've got,
Designated persons or whatever is what you just said?
correct,
That's what the ordinance says.
Right. Licensed and designated persons, correct?
correct. Public Works.
Okay.
But in any event,
We wanna get in the swinging competition, and see whose license works in there?
no, sir, that's not what the whole address situation was. We're here on the meter pit
I know.
and the meter
It's
leak.
about my meter pit,
Correct. It's in the town right away.
right?
So that's why in circumstances, we're here tonight to determine whether the board feels what the bills stand to, or not stand to, what, we'd waived all the penalties, in any circumstances on that situation. So tonight is the night to determine the rest. Kramer?
I would make a motion that, with all the research that we have done and all the work that Chuck and Chuck have done, all the times we've read the meters, that we cannot find any reason for the water to be leaking or gone, whatever, I would make a motion that it is Ryan's or whoever's bill to pay. But I would still waive all the penalties and fees that could be associated with it. But the actual water usage, I think, needs to be paid for.
So I have a
That's my
motion,
motion.
do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Schumach, discussion. So on the 19,000 gallon portion of it that was brought up, and when Mr. Simpson had called, would that leak contribute to that amount of water? No.
There's 19,000 gallons in that pit, it'd be running clear till we're doing it.
Okay.
And, you know, there was maybe a cup out of there when it was dripping, you know. There's not a, made a slight turn on the meter nipple and the leak stopped. I had pictures of it dripping, you know.
Okay, Hendrickson?
Right, on the 19,000 gallons, do you have any idea where it could have gone? Have you checked the garage, bathroom, etc.?
off.
I'm sorry?
It's off. That's not even been in use in the 4 years that I've lived here.
Okay.
That has to be.
There's a valve underneath my house that shuts that line off so it can't be leaking in the line.
Okay.
In those 19,000 gallons, in how many days, Chuck? How many days did that take for 19,000 gallons?
I don't remember.
You scanned it, and you read it, and you delivered the,
Well, I read the numbers and turned it into the office and they,
It was almost 3 weeks, and then we did another reading. Within 5 days, it was another 5,500 gallons.
5,500 in 3 days.
5 days.
But that leak won't affect that. So in 20 days that he put that meter on, and it was 19,000 gallons, okay? So I leave here at 5:30 in the morning. I come back at 5:30 at night. I'm home by 6. My wife's home in the afternoon, 1, 2 o'clock. Half the time she's doing chores for her livestock. 19,000 gallons in 20 days, 2 of which we were out of town. How many gallons is it gonna take before you guys figure out that faucet has to be on damn near all the time for 19,000 gallons in 18 days?
We don't have that answer either, you know.
Neither
like
do I.
say, We're trying to.
But I know my
figure it out.
goddamn faucet ain't on that long.
Easy now, please. It's just a matter where we're trying to do the same thing. We put the new meter in, trying to see if it was in the meter, if there was a bad test there. We're not seeing any water coming up in the ground, which we'd hope something would surface.
That could take years.
What circumstances have happened there. And in the monitoring of it, I got the pictures that you sent and seen where it was coming out from the meter fittings themselves. And like Mr. Ferguson said, if there'd have been even 5,000 gallons down there, it would have filled that pit. So I
It
don't
was
get
running when
that.
I got in there to take the pictures to send them to you. It was running down a hole till I stepped in it.
And you'd investigated and seen what it was over there when you got there, Mr. Ferguson, and
well, it was dripping out of the meter nipple, you know, and it wasn't running and it was a steady drip. And the next morning, we went over there and tightened up the nuts and there wasn't, you know, there was some water in the pit, but it wasn't like it was up to your knees or anything, you know, I mean, that pit probably would hold 250 gallons of water, maybe it's 4 foot in diameter and 5 foot deep, and, you know, so that kind of a leak would, you know, show up, and I mean, he replaced the water line from the pit to the house, you know, I mean, the strange part of it is that when they're not there, the meter's not moving. And of course, I haven't looked at it when they're home, but
Maybe,
It's definitely going through the meter.
maybe you should.
Okay? Yes, ma'am.
I'm just kinda curious, I'm not pointing fingers at anybody, but I know when they changed my meter out from the old meter to the new meter, there was a major issue with the two last zeros, where it was getting added up wrong, and there was somehow I had 350,000 gallons of water under my trailer, which I would have been in Hot Springs by then. So,
Thank you.
I don't know if that was an issue.
Monica?
We did double check on that and made sure to take pictures to get those zeros correct. So, we did make sure those numbers are that correct.
Yeah, I just wasn't sure.
Yeah, I know, but
Mr.
we were
Urban?
wondering
The,
ourselves.
the large use of water was before this meter went in there. When this meter got put in, that was completely dry in that pit. So it couldn't have been, so this is the second meter, still huge water usage. So, and with the videos that we took show that the cheaters are not moving when there's nobody home. If it was leaking, those cheaters would move. They move for every single gallon that goes through there.
Kramer?
Well, I don't know, this is a difficult situation, I'm sorry that you're going through this, Ryan, but, I mean, as far as the city is concerned, we can't find it either. Now, I know you have livestock, they do use a lot of water, and I'm
It's not on that system.
It's not on that system, okay, well, that answers that question, thank you. I have no answer for you either, and I hope that there is not a leak underneath your house somewhere that
There's not.
will surface at some point in time, but I don't have an answer that fixes this, and the meter that goes, the water that goes through the meter, we charge everybody for. I don't care whose meter it is, it's a difficult situation.
Yeah.
I don't have a perfect answer for you, I'm sorry for that.
Yes,
If I
sir.
may say, there is an assumption here that the meter cannot malfunction. And I think the only way to rule out the meter is to take it out and put a new one in.
We've done that,
They
sir.
did it 3 weeks
And so
ago.
you had it after the meter was
It's
replaced?
still using a lot of water since the meter
Right.
changed, yes.
So all we can do is monitor it. If we find fault down the road, we'll correct
We'll
that
just
fault.
keep
If
monitoring.
we find the answer to it, but I think at present, we have a motion and a second to waive the penalties. The bill is existing, it's going through the meter. If we find a fault, awesome, we'll find a problem on it and we'll move forward, so. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign.
Okay.
Motion carried. Okay. Then Mr. Ferguson on as far as the 194 fairgrounds,
Can I go back to the other situation first?
on as far as what?
I wanna know why Vicki voted nay, and if she has another solution that would be better.
I'd like to continue monitoring it, and I think we need to find an answer before we assess. And, you know, I don't really feel like I have to justify my answer to you.
You don't have
But
to
I
justify
did.
anything, but I was wondering if maybe
No,
you have a
I just
better
feel that we
solution.
need to investigate more. I think there's something going on and we just haven't found it yet. And rather than just say, you know,
And
I think it needs to be found.
Well, the difficulty that Monica has on the book side of it is
Yeah.
it
The
continues to grow
bills
larger
are keep
and
piling
larger.
up. It's just gonna get higher, and at the end, if nothing will be found, you'll have a big bill at the end of it.
generally speaking.
Whatever.
Generally speaking, if I may speak,
Yes,
it's easier for the town to pay back than for the customer to have a huge bill 6 months down the road, I think. And I don't have any issue if we come to find out that it is the city's problem. If it's something that is our problem, to pay back the money that he has paid if we find out it's our problem.
correct.
My opinion. Sorry.
Yes, sir.
So on that printout that you have, Monica, that's for the last 12 months,
Yeah.
What was my usage for the month of April last year?
Last
Or
year.
May, or March, I should say, because we're dealing with March's number.
I don't think you have it, or maybe you have it.
No, but I have it here somewhere.
I don't. All we have is present.
February of 28, we saw on my phone.
Well, yeah, that's the whole thing. Look at what it is in 22 compared to what it is now.
Well, his
Well-
usage usually is between 45 and 4,900 gallons a month. It is different than from last year. It is increased right now, but that's the thing, we can't figure out why.
But last year it was approximately 5,000 a month.
Yes, I remember that. I can
Through the-
look again and
Yeah, it was,
give you a call.
it was in the threes.
You think
It was like 3,700. There was a couple months that was in the twos. I believe it was January and February was in the twos, and March was in the threes.
There's 1220 at 45.
After that, April
37.
was probably 4,000 or 5,000, because that's when I started watering my yard. So now I got 19,000 gallons. I ain't even watered my grass.
Should we just leave him at the minimum?
You're looking at showers and toilet use and
I
laundry.
understand. Hate
Well,
I
think
understand that,
we
laundry
need to
and,
just dig and see and monitor and watch.
So on that meter, how are you guys reading that? I mean, I know you're reading it with a scanner, but on the top of that meter, there's a decimal point, you're not using it.
It makes a huge difference too. Because we ran into it at Keystone.
Makes a 10-gallon difference.
It can be up to one
A
decimal.
A decimal point to
That's-
a
That can
full
be
gallon?
10,000.
No, it
If
can't.
it's
Wait,
1,000, you
Joe,
put a
oh,
zero
oh,
behind it,
oh,
it's
Joe.
10,000.
Joe, please bring it back to order, Joe. So it's just a matter, the question is, reading the meter with the decimal point off the meter as well as the scanner?
They show up, but the office knows that that last number is after the decimal point, and it shows every 1/10 of a gallon, or every 10 gallons, it ends up on the second number in, and it's a fall-through. I know, like Connie's, thanks to her, we even discovered that problem, that we had some meters, we got sent the wrong meter heads,
Right.
and it was, we
That
wouldn't have
would
known
make
it
it-
if she hadn't have found that. These are all exactly the same, they're all brand new. The one that was over there, we got in that day.
Well, we'll continue to monitor.
So you're saying that meter said 19,000 gallons on the top of it, right?
When I read it the other day, it was 20,000 something.
That was when you got in, after you got in there and fixed it, correct?
Yeah,
So that was 21,000 gallons they metered,
and
or that
actually,
it registered
on the
after
video,
they fixed it,
on the
right,
video, it
Vicki?
shows,
Because you were there, right?
on,
Time out there.
It went through the meter, the leak was on the other side.
It had gone through 2,100 gallons of water overnight in 24 hours.
2,100 gallons overnight? That's a little
Because
more
you
than a cup,
had
isn't it, Chuck?
19, you had 19 and it showed 21.1, if I
Right.
remember correct. And I think that was the photo we took.
So 19 to 21 is 2,000 gallons.
yeah, you're right, 21, 28.0.
Yeah.
Monica, you have a question?
Few
I
more
just
gallons
found
on
the
top.
last year's and Rand was correct. It was between 28 and 37 between the February and April. And then it went up to 7,800 in May and then to 18,000 and 20,000 in June and July.
for watering, I'm sure.
Water in your yard.
Yeah, something just don't,
But when it's froze, you're not watering your yard.
well, like I say, something, with the new meter, that's what's baffling about the whole circumstance on that side of it, so. all we can do, like I say, is monitor and see.
Consider, continue to monitor.
Is there, you gonna rescind that other motion then?
No, I still believe that the water should be paid for, and we continue to monitor the situation.
Okay, just wanted to make sure.
And still, I don't believe that the fines need to be in place,
Right.
or late fees or any of that. We can just
We
keep.
hope we'll find an answer.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
Okay, 194, then we were going to communicate on that, Mr. Ferguson. And hope, when you get a hold of Mr. Romey, then definitely give him Mr. Ferguson's number, and then they can direct from there and situate it out. So, anything further on that situation from the board? Okay, item 11 is finance officer, monthly financials.
So I have monthly financials will be ready in the next meeting. It's usually ready at the first meeting of the month. I do have, for the department updates, I have water consumption report in the packet, which shows water loss for the March for 17%. So after the fix in January, the loss went down quite a bit, so we're in better shape for that. I do have annual report ready in the packet, if the board wants to review and approve, so I could submit it to a legislator and send it to DNR and other places that I need to send it to. So, beginning balance in general fund in 2022 was $402,437, and at the end of the year in 2022 was $505,539. And for water and sewer, for water fund, beginning balance was $289,803. And at the end it was $192,418. And for sewer fund, beginning balance was $342,955. And the ending balance of the year was $199,180. Long-term debts, governmental, at the end of the 22 was $75,369, and enterprise long-term debt for water and sewer was $453,186.
And you like the new package? Putting that together for the financials on this too?
Yeah, I mean, I got to know all the numbers and everything. For what do you mean?
Well, it's just nice having G-Works, and as far as being able to,
Yeah, that definitely, G-Works is much easier for the annual reports because there's a report for cash balance, so you kind of just need to put the right numbers in the right places, basically.
and does Ben like the reports? Everything that you prepared, everything that you put together, everything.
Yeah, it was a process. I mean, these are just 2 pages, it's actually
Yeah,
20
but
pages
it
of
is, yeah.
actual work. So, but yeah, I got it done. But there was some adjustments that I needed to do because I went through numbers like 10 times. We couldn't find the difference in by $800, but I think that was just from transferring different programs in November. So I kind of needed to play with both programs, Banyan and G-Works, just to get the numbers together. But I did contact the municipal league, and I said, do I keep digging and looking for that $800? And then he said I can just make an adjustment and submit it. So
Good. No, I like it. Okay, further.
Do you need the motion for that?
Yes, I need a motion
I'll make
to
that
approve.
motion.
Okay, motion by Kramer, second by Hendrickson. Further discussion? Being none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Thank you.
Auditor for 2022 year. I did ask Ben Elliott if he could do our 2022 auditing as well. We did get the first draft for 2021 and he said he'll have the final submitted next month where it needs to be submitted. So I just need the board's opinion on if they want to use Ben Elliott for next year's auditing.
And Monica was happy and content.
He is good with answering questions and helping whatever I have questions for. So on that part, he's really
Motion
good.
to approve.
I'll make that. I'll second it.
So I have a motion by Hendrickson, second by Kramer to use Ben Elliott to do our audit for again next year. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
So I looked at the TIF loan that we have left to pay off. That loan would be $665,665.60, and we do have the amount needed to pay it off in debt service account. Paying off that this year would save the town $5,913 in interest and
Which is cool.
would lower our debt limit. So.
Motion to allow her to pay that debt.
I'll make that motion.
Kramer makes it. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Schumacher. Further discussion?
I just have a question of, they will allow that to
Yeah.
be paid
I
off?
would have
because
to ask.
you
I
have
did
to
not
ask.
ask
You
at this.
have, okay.
First, I
so
wanted
then-
your approval
Input,
to
okay.
do so.
Yeah.
So that's what will put us in this position to be
Okay.
able to allow that and allow her to go to the next level.
Okay.
You have a question, sir?
Yes, that North Sewer TIF, is that the one where they took the water and sewer over?
No,
No, different one?
this is the one going from Lazy R down to the lagoon.
That's what I'm talking about, across the road over the Lazy R and stuff, that TIF. 'Cause I'm,
To the lagoon.
yeah, I'm involved in that TIF. So I was just wondering, if you pay it off, then I won't show paying the TIF anymore, that will go back into my regular taxes then?
You're not paying the tip. Anyway, that was explained to you before. So,
Yeah.
on that
On my
circumstance.
tax bill, I understand I'm not paying it, but it says right on my tax bill, TIF payment, and I understand that. But what I wanna know, does that go away, and then that amount goes over, I'm still gonna pay the same amount of tax, I know that.
Correct.
Between my regular and the TIF, I just
Correct.
wanna know if that TIF mark will go away, and then my regular tax will go up.
Yes, Monica.
I can look into it and have an answer for that.
Yeah,
but
I
don't
know I'm
at the
gonna pay the
moment.
same amount. It's just that you don't, part of it is identified as a TIF and part of it's not.
Correct.
When is this payment due?
It would be, if regular payments, it
No.
would be done in
Not till
2028.
the tip expires.
No, when is this payment due? If we were to pay it, it has to be paid by July?
So we just paid in April, next one is in July. June, July.
So this doesn't have to be paid till July for the 65?
Yes, for $3,820.54.
On the regular. So it'll be all amortized out up to the station of when
This
they
is the
say.
payments we make.
Correct.
Yeah,
These
but the
are-
next one's not till,
Yeah, so
July.
until then, I can figure out if we can even do that.
okay, so we have till July for that.
Mhm.
And see, Linda just brought up a great point, which it won't come off of your tax bill until that tip expires. And there's still a shelf life of almost a year and a half on that tip yet. So money will still generate in for the tip, but we will pay the loan off, which this tip was designed, first time ever statewide, to use a tip as collateral for the loan for that sewer line. So
Okay.
by us paying this off, clears us away from that loan. And then the worries of any more monies being generated from the TIF, or let's say somebody came in and developed the property over here, they could come in and ask for them TIF monies. Well, what we're guaranteeing is that this TIF loan is paid off with our TIF guarantee with DA&R. So that's why we're trying to eliminate it. TIF monies will still be generated, still be coming into the account.
Interesting.
But I think it's exciting to have this to where we were allowed to make the big payment, as you remember last
We
year.
did that one.
And now to be able to be this close and pay this off would be a win-win. And keep us in good standing with the state. They're losing a little interest, but
So you'll
it's
find
an
out,
advantage to us.
First we'll have to contact the US bank.
Okay, sure.
Okay, we have the motion, we have the second. All in favor, say
One more
aye.
question.
Aye.
I,
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. You had a question, sir?
Yes, I understand what you're saying. That's what I was wondering if it was gonna change. I know that I pay the same amount whether it's TIF or not, but that, I thought this would take it away because I thought it was a year and a half from now when the TIF was paid up. So that explains it, so.
Thank you. So, anything further, Monica?
I think I'm all good.
So C, D, and E can be removed. We'll have, of course, F for a report next meeting on what DA&R says, and allowing us to make that next move.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Kramer, second.
second.
By Schumach. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Item number 12 is old business. Of course, we're in a still pending mode here on item A, B, likewise. C, we're awful close to that time frame. And E, with Hermosa Connects, we had a report in the last meeting.
I have another.
Oh, good.
Farmers Market, Vendors Fair event is looking good and gaining increased interest every day. Hermosa Connects website, managed by Ally Vance and Beek, is being added to frequently. Facebook page is also keeping active. Hermosa Connects group has shown an interest in the ongoing status of the BBB 1% fund and would like to see the balances, debits, and credits for their monthly meeting. Next meeting is May 9th on a Tuesday at 2023 at 8:30 a.m.
May 9th?
Yep.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Item 13 then, new business. We went through, the last one had a motion, we just didn't remove A, so we'll do that after we go through. B is still pending. C, we discussed the Walter Street moving the stop sign request and then having the gravel. We'll keep posted with Mr. Ferguson on that, on moving that portion of it. Of course, we're gonna check the lights. Item D was ordinance 131A, open burning and fireworks, second reading. Mr. Johnson?
Sure. An ordinance amending the town of Hermosa ordinances to add a new chapter there too, as chapter 131A, to regulate burning and revise fireworks discharge, protect the public's health, welfare and safety, and reduce the threats of such open fires and fireworks discharge to the public. Be it ordained by the Hermosa Board of Trustees to enact an ordinance amending the town of Hermosa ordinances to add a new chapter there too, as chapter 131A, to regulate open burning and revise fireworks discharge, to protect the public's health, welfare and safety, and reduce the threats of such open fires and fireworks discharge to the public as follows. This is the second reading.
Thank you. Motion to approve.
Make that.
Motion by Hendrickson, second
Second.
by Schumach. Further discussion? Yes, sir.
Is it completely prohibiting all open fires?
No, fire pits are allowed. The only thing we're taking is like burn barrels away, open fires of that nature, anything that isn't screened or regulated.
They're not taking the fireworks away, are they?
No.
No,
Okay, good.
just regulated the times down on it and the length of time that they can shoot them. So that part's still all good. Thank you all. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Okay, ordinance 5001, application for water
Okay.
connection permit, Mr. Johnson.
An ordinance amending section 50.01 of the Town of Hermosa ordinances by amending section 50.01 by adding a new subsection thereto that was incorrectly and inadvertently redacted in a prior amendment that took effect June 16, 2021. Be it ordained by the Town of Hermosa that section 50.01 of the Town of Hermosa ordinances be amended by adding a new section thereto, section 50.01, paragraph D, regarding expenses to be paid by the water service applicant. This is the second reading.
Motion to approve. Kramer makes the motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Schumach. Further discussion? Being none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Thank you. Item F was to be removed, and we will remove that along with the others after we get to that point. Item G is pending. Item H, the resolution certifying a delinquent assessment pursuant to SGL 1023 1.1.
I'll read that. Can you read it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Resolution of the Board of Trustees of the Town of Hermosa certifying a delinquent assessment pursuant to SDCL Section 10-23-1.1. The Board of Trustees of the Town of Hermosa, State of South Dakota, does hereby assess and levy on and against the lot and parcel of land described below the respective sums of money set against each lot or parcel. This assessment is made to defray the cost of abating a nuisance as per SDCL Section 21-10-6. The owners of said described lot or parcel have been noticed by certified mail return receipt requested and have failed to pay the amount of said described abatement. Legal owners of the real property described herein are Robbie Schwinger and Wanda Schwinger. The real property is legally described as follows: Lot 23 and Block 6 in the original Town of Hermosa, Custer County, South Dakota. The facts upon which this assessment against the foregoing lot and parcel are set forth as follows. On April 15, 2009, the Town of Hermosa recorded a miscellaneous fee, which is sick, misspelling, document regarding tax assessment by Town of Hermosa with the Custer County Register of Deeds against the aforesaid described real property owned by Wanda Schwinger and Robbie Schwinger. The real property was assessed $3,208.82 for reimbursement to the Town of Hermosa for abatement proceedings. This lien has never been paid and has accrued statutory interest. See attached Exhibit A. On December 9, 2010, the Town of Hermosa recorded a miscellaneous document regarding tax assessment by Town of Hermosa with the Custer County Register of Deeds against the aforesaid real property. The real property was assessed $3,912 for reimbursement to the Town of Hermosa for abatement proceedings. The Town of Hermosa's costs and expenses incurred involved demolition of a building owned by the Schwingers on the aforesaid real property. This lien has never been paid and has accrued statutory interest. See attached Exhibit B. On February 11, 2014, the Town of Hermosa recorded another lien with the Custer County Register of Deeds against the aforesaid described real property in the sum of $312.20 for mowing and abatement costs incurred in 2011 and 2012. This lien has never been paid and has accrued statutory interest. See attached Exhibit C. On February 22, 2022, the Town of Hermosa paid the Custer County Treasurer the sum of $2,770.55 and received a certificate of redemption to preserve its liens as much as the tax deed proceeding had been initiated by Charles Foley. Accordingly, the Town of Hermosa's special assessment delinquent taxes are $10,203.57 plus accrued interest. Wherefore, the Town of Hermosa certifies that the foregoing special assessment tax liens are delinquent and the aforesaid described real property should be sold forthwith in accordance with SDCL Chapter 10-23. Total $10,203.57. The City Finance Officer is directed to file this resolution with the Custer County Auditor's Office to certify the delinquent assessment pursuant to SDCL Section 10-23-1.1 dated this 18th day of April 2023. So this should have been done actually back in 2009, 2010, 2011, similar to what the town did on the Schwinn property. There was no record of it. The only thing that was recorded was with the Register of Deeds, and that's not how we certify delinquent tax. So hopefully, certify the tax now, and then somebody wants to come in and pay the taxes, get the property, they'll have to pay this lien.
Exactly.
Follow me?
Yep, thank you.
Motion to approve.
Yep.
Kramer makes that motion, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Schumacher. Further discussion? There being none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Thank you, Nick. So we will be able to remove A, D, E, F, H. And we'll go into I. After we discuss that, that will be pending. Let's do I first on add to no parking sign on North Fifth Street. That was brought up due to the last snow removal because of the vehicles and not being able to plow it. My contention on that is that we should contact the school before we put a sign up and let them know, like they do in other communities, that during the snow removal route, they need to move their vehicles into the parking lot. They park there so that they can come across the street right into the front door. They don't cause any problems for traffic flow on that street. So, and they've been doing it for 3+ years.
Won't be a problem for.
So I would like to have Monica just write a letter to the
Oh,
school.
yeah, absolutely.
And before we put a sign up, it just, by putting a sign up, kind of just makes another statement that we don't need, in my opinion. So if that's the case, then I'd like a motion to allow Monica to write that letter. We'll write it up and then
Won't those cars be in a problem with this building going on here?
we'll address it when it gets to that point. They're down below it.
Okay.
So if that becomes a shoulder issue, and that can be put into the letter.
Yeah, I just think it should be put in now. There'll be
then-
construction on that street,
Yep, in anticipation.
on those lots, and the vehicles would definitely be in the way then, and they might as well get
Yep, now,
used to moving them now, and
Okay.
that way it'll cover that whole situation.
it just saves the second
Yep,
mailing or whatever.
further comment? Motion to approve
Motion.
by Kramer, second
Second.
by Schumacher. Further discussion? Being none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Thank you, board. So we'll leave that on for discussion, so the others, like I had expressed before, can be removed.
I'll make that motion, remove A, D, E, F, and H.
Motion by Kramer, second by Hendrickson. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Thank you, board. We'll go back to law enforcement. We didn't have anybody that did come. You do have their logs that are in there. We did have some interesting items that occurred. We've had a couple incidences and situations where there was some theft, some vandalism. I don't know, in my circumstances too, on what they have listed. They had circled the theft, the assist, other, the fireworks, suspicious. And now I was gonna ask them, there's gotta be something wrong where they don't list it. There's 11 school patrols is all for the month on here. I just don't think they're getting added in, but. Kramer?
Last month I asked, when the two officers were here, I asked, they had mentioned some of the things they had done, and that one of the written descriptions was actually out of town. And yet it says Hermosa on it.
Yeah,
And I believe that we have the right to know exactly what has happened within the town limits, not 2 or 3 miles out. And I know that any police department we have has jurisdiction outside of our city limits. However, I still think that we have the right to know what is actually happening within the city limits. And I think we should ask to have that record also. Hermosa, when you look at the mail, Springbrook Acres, or Springbrook is considered part of Hermosa. And all the areas north of here to Hart Ranch Road is considered Hermosa mailing address, and down south. And that's fine, I mean, we're not gonna change that, I'm not asking to change that. The thing that I think is that our law enforcement, we're paying $88,000 for law enforcement, and if half of those calls, or a third of those calls are going out 5 miles from here, I think we have the right to know it. And so I would like to request that we ask the office for that information. More detailed, where, log report, where it's taking place at, yeah. There's a question on there.
Yes, sir.
The suggestion that you note that for the contract review, so if you're going to look at renewal of that contract or another contract, then you want to add terms for the area, the geographic area to be covered and reported.
Yeah, I agree.
If that's not already in, it might already be in there.
Well, and I think we can ask now
It's
to
Hermosa, you know?
more detail. They've got the record, they
Right.
know, and they can give us more detail on that. And it's a great thing to add for future
Yes.
contractual sides too. So, at present, I don't see us going anywhere.
Well, no, I don't either, but, you know,
Oh.
we have the right to ask those questions, and
And I'd like to
citizens
know
have the right to know
on
what's
their-
going on in their town.
On their school report, I'd also like to know more of where we're at on that and how they're listing that. If there's extra patrol, if that includes school patrol too, you know, that, you know, it would make more sense. So, Hendrickson?
In your school report, please note that there was Easter holiday also. So there were 2 days, at least 2 days less of school.
And there was a couple snow days too, wasn't there?
Yes. So the fact
So
that they
that-
did 11 days is not really unreasonable.
Well, it's still only half of 30, even at that with days off. That's why I'm assuming some of these extra patrols gotta be school patrol too, so that we have. There was comment that they were here every day, so. But I think that would be a good request, that way maybe have a letter sent to them that we would like to have a little bit more detail on their logs, and that we would like more explanation on the exact in municipal limits calls, and if some of the school patrol are also included in the extra patrol. You know, I like it, they break stuff up,
Yeah.
and it isn't a pattern, but it gives us more of a idea, you know, as people are asking and reading and seeing, so. But it's nice too to know about the theft stuff, so that it can be brought up to neighborhood watch. More stuff to be, you know, addressed and looked at, the assist, you know, any of the other conspicuous things that went on, so suspicious, you know, was that in town, just the same thing, are them involved, so, yes.
Joan, do you get a copy of that for the neighborhood watch meetings? I would like to request that, Joan gets a copy of that for the neighborhood watch. That will help them also.
Would definitely like to know how many were right within the city limits
Yeah.
versus the outskirts.
Yeah, and that would be a good, another point to put in there is for neighborhood watch purposes, and then when we print this up, then one can go right to
Yep,
Joan for
Right to
neighborhood
Joan.
watch each time.
great, thank you.
Motion to allow Monica to send that letter to him.
I'll make that motion.
Kramer makes it. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Schumacher. Further discussion? Yes, sir.
Just another FYI, I saw the sheriff on Main Street at 5:30 tonight, so I think it's odd that they're down here and yet they don't stay for the meeting.
Sometimes they get a call and they can't, but yes, it would be nice if they were here.
They actually had a situation.
So they've been busy.
Yep. Is that what you had your
All
hand
day
up
today?
on?
Night.
Appreciate you raising your hand on it. Thank you. Okay, anything further in law enforcement from the board or audience? Okay.
Oh,
Dan,
Bill.
Yes, sir.
we were down at the store this evening and Barb went in and there was a discussion about something that happened at the store where 2 or 3 guys walked in and picked up a whole bunch of stuff, turned around and walked out. And the license number, they couldn't get a number because it had some phony looking license plate number. Have you guys heard anything about that?
Nope.
No report?
No, they're not going to do anything on it because basically they did not steal enough.
That is that.
How much was the whistle?
That's what they said.
I can't hear you.
That's what they said when they come in. They wanted to, the cops.
That doesn't surprise me.
They came in and they asked Shally how much she thought was taken, and she says, oh, at least $50 a basket. Well, that's only $150.
Really?
So there we
Okay.
go with our cops.
Thank you.
Well, let's just invite criminals to town. If
what
that
we're
isn't
doing.
enough, let's just, let everybody come to Hermosa and just load up and bring
It's
people
going
in.
on everywhere.
Steal their stuff.
We're doing.
Please, let's bring it back to order, and you have one more on law enforcement.
I only have a kind of a story to go along with this story, and it's also a shame. I don't know if any of you are familiar with the store called Ross up in by Target.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. They have, for a while, they were having an average one a day where a couple of people walk in and fill their arms with goods and then run, and a day. And they have the same issue. Law enforcement comes and it's just not totally worth filing or chasing them. So every day, these probably same group of people, however much, go in and grab armloads and run out the door. And one day, as I was going to do some shopping, I seen the person run right up the hill. There's a motel, a Sweets motel up there, and armloads, and they're running up the hill with armloads, and I'm watching, thinking, where's the cops? Where's law enforcement? Nope, it's not worth doing it. So daily, they lose this, and so I don't. The sad thing about this is, if they're telling people, then other people are doing it in other places, like in Hermosa, and it's
Just gonna
It
It's
keep-
a
will
shame.
become known and it will
Yeah.
continue to happen.
I know, it's just
We're
a
paying
shame.
$88,000 for police service, and then I wake up Sunday morning and there's a cinder block in my windshield. Like, I know I can.
Schumacher, you had your hand up.
Vicky did first.
Okay, Hendrickson?
I was listening to a conversation at the bowling alley the other day, and this young man is the front-end manager at Fry's, which is a division of Kroger Groceries in Sun City. Even the old people are doing it, and they won't mess with them unless they've got over $1,000 worth of groceries in their cart.
Oh my God.
Exactly, right there.
That's
And
where it
it's
goes
not,
to a
it's
felony.
not just kids, and it's going on everywhere, because the prosecution costs too much money for what they're taking.
Yep.
Schumacher.
Walmart, all those places, they just let them go. They just let them go.
Yeah, but
They don't even
we're a
stop
town,
them.
how many you want?
So that's what they're, that's the message everybody's getting, just go fill your cart and go.
Okay, we'll have one more comment, and we'll move on, Mr. Stiles.
I mean.
Yes, and Vicki kind of pointed to it. A lot of it's maybe not the law enforcement themselves, like in Rapid City or here or in Sun City, Arizona, that is the concern. It's that the prosecutors will say, I'm not doing anything unless it's under 1,000. And that's getting worse than everywhere.
Yeah.
So let's don't sit here and blame our law enforcement.
Well,
Yeah, they gotta have somebody to prosecute it, so if they don't have the backing, they're not gonna involve themselves.
They can't afford the time on it. They need to be there, when there's a call at middle of the night, 11:30, 1:30 in the morning, someone's banging on my house, and then they show up within 5 to 10 minutes.
Right,
That's the stories that need to be heard.
yep.
I won't argue that point. I just think it's a crying shame what
it
what
is.
our country is coming to.
Yep.
Um,
Yes. That one is
Okay.
It's here.
We'll move on to item 14, items from citizens. Of course, no action will be taken, 3-minute time limit per speaker. Meetings of the Board of Trustees are open to the public. The audience may be allowed to comment on specific agenda items during the time allotted on the agenda for those items, according to the established procedures of the board. This is the time for members of the public to express concerns or discuss issues having relevance to the town. Anyone wishing to address the town board during this time shall be asked to identify themselves. The number of presentations and time allotted to individuals may be limited by the board president, and individuals shall refrain from discussing personalities. The president at his discretion may recognize patrons at other times during the board meeting. No action will be taken by the board to any issue related without being first placed on future agendas by the board to allow for proper notice. Do we have public input, please? Yes,
Do I
sir.
have to stand up or?
Yes, sir.
Joe Forgy, do I have to come up here?
Yes, sir.
Alright, sorry guys. I guess my first concern is I want to thank the guys for the plowing that they did do, because it was a disaster out there. But second to that, why am I looking up here and they're plowing this parking lot over here when there's 4 foot of snow down a half a mile of the road? So that's that. And also, where do we stand on locates before we dig? Because I got a picture on my phone today of they're cutting a trench through my yard right over top of the water line. So I go ask the guy, like, sir, I know you guys call it locate, right? Yeah, we do every time we go. Yeah, I know, because I watched the power guy cut his, and never did locate his, and the telephone company located theirs. And, I mean, I got the picture. Like, there's this trencher running right over top of a water line that's not located. Is it not the law that they have to go locate the stuff? The people that I talked to trenching it in said, yeah, we were just at a property over here. They were present, but we told them we were coming over here, and they wouldn't come locate. Must have went to lunch, I suppose, huh?
No, we appreciate the comment, and I know, yes, sir.
We went to the 3 locates that we had this morning. They did not say anything to us about that. Water lines are at least 5 feet deep. They're going 1 foot.
They
We
moved,
watched
ground
them trench
heaves,
it 3
earth
different
moves.
times,
So we
and
can't just assume. I heard that on the radio actually too, you know. We can't just assume where the water line, I mean, if they didn't hit it, it's not a big deal. But if they did, I mean, we're in a world shortage of water right now, so we can't really afford to just be dumping a bunch of it out on the damn ground.
Yeah,
And then there's the cost to repair it.
right.
So we're just going to assume that the depth is right. We're just going to assume that they're only gonna go so deep. So why didn't you locate it?
they didn't call it in.
It wasn't called in?
Myself again, no, it
Well, then
wasn't.
how come the power company located it? They don't send you the same one call that everybody else gets?
Well,
We do 4 or 5 of them a day, every day.
let's kind of bring her back to order here, Mr. Ferguson.
We met with those guys this morning and the crew and the foreman and the whole thing. We went through the locates that we had. We discussed each one of them that they were going to do. And we actually were there when they plowed 2 of them in. And they're going a foot deep. I mean, that's all the deeper they're going. So consequently, I would hope to Christ your water line's deeper than 1
You put it in.
It's got,
Well, then it's done right.
1 foot, they're not gonna be hitting water or
He
something.
just had a water meter that was leaking that got installed.
Well, we appreciate your comment.
All right, good.
The answer was answered, so.
I got cameras, so, I mean,
We
it's all
thank
right
you.
there, guys. Come on, please, just do your job. Plow the
Thank
streets
you.
right and do your locates.
Thank you.
Like it's the law, fellas.
Anybody else?
I do have one more thing on Ryan's. He's making an offer here for running a test. We can come over, I can go down in, I can videotape it, we can get the radio so we can talk back and forth. You can go turn on each sink and flush each toilet, and we can watch it actually go in between each and every one and when it stops. Maybe I know that there's been, like mine, when I first got my house, we did a lot of the plumbing, but the kitchen sink, you turn it on, and it was dumping water into the sewer without actually going down through the sink. So, yeah, it was just, there was a bad O-ring in it, but I caught it. So maybe it would be a way to
Pumping
maybe
water
isolate
without
things.
going through the sink.
There was a line in there, and I don't know how it got there. It was right after I bought the house, but it would be a test to maybe help isolate things.
My house has been pressure tested.
Okay, so.
Okay,
I offer.
thank you. Anybody else? Yes, sir.
Hi guys, talking about law enforcement, just wanted to let you know the offer's still on the table. If the town ever wanted to send me, I'm happy to go get certified, and offer's still there for
Nice.
less than 88. I do it
Thank
for
you.
less than 88, I do it for 87.5. Yeah, the offer's still there.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it, Mike. Anybody else? Okay, we'll move ahead. And trustee input, Hendrickson,
Nothing.
Schumacher?
When is the, starting date for when you have to have your yard all cleaned up before I get picked on? The abatements.
We really don't.
We don't have an abatement date?
It's complaint-oriented,
Okay.
so we have to have a complaint or letter before anything happens, so.
Okay, because I thought usually
Nothing
started
happens
in
there.
May when,
Kind of depends on the weather, the
Okay.
ground itself, and,
okay, just curious.
Thank you. And we'll go through all the FYIs here afterwards, but Kramer?
Well, I was just gonna talk about the FYIs. First of all, I wanna say congratulations to Monica for getting the scholarship for the FO school. Yay, girl. Good job. Good job. And the meeting was good, and I appreciate everybody being here and everybody's comments and helping us get through our agendas and what needs to be done here in the town. And, the big thing this weekend for us is the, Clean Town Cleanup on Saturday. And I didn't know, who's working and what's going on?
Well, we'll set it up on my lot as usual. I'll have my loader there. I'll be there to show them where to direct it. And I don't expect anybody else to be there,
You
as
don't-
usual.
You don't want any help? You don't?
If anybody's there, if any of the board members are free,
Okay.
cool. You know, we don't ever make it a mandatory.
Well, no,
anymore,
it's
so.
not mandatory. It's always a volunteer
Yep.
basis.
So anybody that can, from the board member side of it, awesome. You know, we just monitor it, normal 7 to 2, and we'll just go through it
Okay, thank you.
further.
That's all I have, thank you.
Thank you. So yeah, cleanup will be a good situation. I appreciate what we had on ACES put together on what her circumstances were and where we're at on that. Johnson, as far as the letter went to Hurlburt, I appreciated that. We had all our comments on the DA&R stuff will be addressed and handled, I think, in a good shape all the way through. We have been working very hard on all of that. We have our next meeting that we're gonna put the Van Dees Supply Company mosquito workshop on there. We want Monty to attend that. It's in Rapid on, what is it, May 2nd? So that'll be a good one. He did bring in all his certification to Monica and everything, so we appreciate the applicator licenses on that. We do have, also, where I forgot last time, Chuck, on, and I don't know if Jill talked to you on the consumption water report. What they're trying to do is individualize that out on the loss ratio on what's in the towers also. And it's from month to month on that, so they can tell the usage from what we have on that basis, and then we'll have that in good shape. So that'll be something where you guys may have already handled it, and that'll be a good thing. Also, I wanna have Monica, and that's why it's always so good, I'm always hard on the municipality books, but when they take, and the EPA announced that $11.3 million that's in there for infrastructure money, if we can meet that deadline to have that application in and apply for our meters, apply for our booster, apply for the circumstances that we need, that ARPA money is a big situation on that side of it. So I would definitely like us to look into that side of it. Also with Bill Lass and Black Hills local government, we have the other application on the well yet, and it may be a circumstance where it sounds like what I've read in this program, the populations under 5,000 are the most favored in this round of money. So it may be a good circumstance on that side. They have also the task force where there's also that monies for transportation that's out there again. Infrastructure, they really pushed hard towards around the schools and stuff. And I'm still one that's a hard advocate that I'd love to see us pave them streets around the school. I wanted to push for that during construction, that 5th Street, Vilas, 4th could be a circumstance in that nature. Now we just have to get creative and find other means to do it. This transportation grant is a good one, and that may be a circumstance that we can look into that one also and see where we're at in that positioning on that. Also, they have the Street Maintenance Association scholarships that also could have monies to contribute into that.
We did the speed meters, the street association.
Yep. So as I've come through all of them on the municipal book, I mean, there's really some good stuff. And this infrastructure one that was kind of interesting too, also goes with stormwater. So I know clear back when we had the flood, and we pushed for them donations that I got from that private donor, and we put $100,000 out there. That money was there that we could use for a match. And that's when Ferber Engineering was involved and got into where we did the old area tributary and all of that. I'm still thinking that in some point we could use and utilize some of these monies for that too at a point, for a study. So it's things that we'll get together on.
Okay.
So I appreciate that. I appreciate everybody's positive comments tonight. And at 7:42, I would like to have a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that.
Hendrickson makes the motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Schumacher. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Thank you all. Appreciate everybody coming tonight.